Trying to find a way through. Lightning does some work. And now King Tower activation. Late stage King Tower activation to deal with for the German. Electro Spirit comes out. Good cleanup job. Dart Goblin behind. And right now Morton looking like he's in control.
Who is better? The Princess or the Dart Goblin? These two cards are often talked about together as they are both very similar cards. Both cards have the same elixir cost and both have spectacular range. Their hit points 261 and 260. Also, they both have the ability to target air and ground, which allows them to be useful in any situation. This is what the Princess can do. And this is what the Dart Goblin can do. The Princess can be played very far away in the opposite lane, 9 tiles away from the enemies. Plus her 2 tiles splash damage with her arrows that can melt many troops. The Dart Goblin is very sneaky as it can lock on enemy troops at the back like this, or quickly eliminate the troops up front. I would class these two cards as support cards, as this is what long-range cards are good at. Helping the battle from a safe distance. I believe that these two cards can be used to their highest potential when inside logbait decks. Take this logbait deck. Without the Princess, it would lack ranged damage, splash and air defense. The Inferno Tower's range does not have mobility and the Spear Goblin's ranged damage is not strong enough. The rocket has splash damage, but it can't consistently shoot. And for air defense, you are relying on the Inferno Tower. Putting in the Princess increases all of these statistical bars, and the range bar is moved from only 30% to the maximum, making her the perfect fit for this deck. Cards such as the Magic Archer, Flying Machine and Musketeer wouldn't work as well. Even though they might increase the offensive ability of the deck, they all would slow down the cycle of the deck. But more importantly, they would not bait out small spells. The Firecracker can bait out spells, but it tends to help the opponent activate their King Tower, devastating for the Goblin Barrel. For the Dart Goblin, its influence on the deck would be like this. This sneaky goblin improves the offense due to its high damage per second, however, the splash damage is not improved and the range is not as good as with the Princess. For this Mighty Miner bait deck, the role of your support card is very important. It will need to take care of most of the air targeting as the cannon cannot hit air. With the Dart Goblin, the air defense will be stronger as its high DPS can help take care of balloons and dragons faster. The Princess lacks in this aspect, thus you will have to combine more of the other cards. Listen to what pro player Riley has to say.
Pretty interesting matchup, much easier with Dart Goblin but still winnable with Princess. Go here and then go for Skeletons as well to make sure to take no damage.
However, if you substitute the Dart Goblin, there is a lack of splash damage, meaning you will have to use the Fire Spirit cautiously. This is the advantage of the Princess as she can provide splash damage from super far away. This deck is currently very effective at high arenas as the 3-card cycle of the Mighty Miner champion allows for extremely rapid attacking and defending. So which should you choose? Ultimately it is just a preference. Maybe you have more rare magic coins compared to legendary coins, so you are only able to upgrade your Dart Goblin. Or, maybe you have spent a lot of resources upgrading the Princess. Like I said before, each has their own strengths and utility. This is how I see it. Adding the Princess into your logbait deck brings more splash ability as well as control, thus balancing the Inferno Tower's ability to deal with mass units. It is the safer option in my opinion. But if you use the Dart Goblin, you will have to change some other cards as well, such as the Inferno already brings a lot of DPS, so the Dart Goblin doesn't help balance the deck. A bomb tower for splash damage or cannon which is low elixir would be better. Play around with making your deck, but make sure to remember these bars. If your deck lacks in one of these areas, it can be disadvantageous when running into bad matchups. Remember to satisfy all forms of attack and defensive needs when constructing your deck. These are my favorite Princess and Dart Goblin decks: Spell Bait, Mighty Miner Tesla Bait, Goblin Drill Bait, Mighty Miner Mirror Bait, Skeleton King Drill, Rascal's Prince Bait, Dart and Princess Rocket Bait.
Let's go. My guy Manuel. Okay, I'm just gonna laugh at him. I don't know what he was doing. He actually played like a vegetable the whole game. Nice.